I'm very privileged to have the life that I have, and it's very different from the life that I had. I'll tell my young self, keep sharing like you share, but just make sure that it's always healthy. Make sure that the people and the places that you're spending it love you back and reciprocate that in other ways. You have to remember the times when you didn't have anything and that all you wanted was to be stable. So now that you're stable, all you want is to be luxurious. You give me the vibe that you was always hustling. Like you probably sold candy in school or something.
CDs.
What would you tell like that age David Ali?
I think the biggest lesson is don't spend money until you got it. Always be prepared and just save.
Things can go as fast as they come, and you really don't know what's coming in your life that you have to prepare for. The biggest money lesson I've learned is honestly that it's a piece of paper and that I can't let it turn me into something that I'm not. I know that's more like philosophical with
But people need to hear that.
Right, you know, I think that it can make a person really crazy, you know what I mean? But when you get to a point where you have what you need, like you need to just move smart. Things can go as fast as they come, and you really don't know what's coming in your life that you have to prepare for.
Planning for a rainy day, and more so than a rainy day, just planning ahead for the future because you don't know what the future holds.
But the way we'd prepared, you know, throughout my entire career allowed me to take that time off to spend time with the baby. So it was always this consistent planning ahead and just knowing like, you know, any decision I make could require me to spend a lot of money at any random time. Now I can get ice cream and pizza and you know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want to do. I don't remember what the legit first dollar I ever earned was, but I feel like I might know what felt like I earned it. I used to sing at the train station, and I remember the first time somebody dropped like a bill that wasn't $1, and I was like, now I can get ice cream and pizza and you know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want to do. That was pretty cool, but other than that, like my first like real job, my first paycheck, that was cool too because it just felt like, okay, this is like, I'm an adult. I'm a real functioning adult in the world. I have a job and I did something and they gave me the money they were supposed to give me for it. And yeah, I definitely remember those days, but I'm sure there was a time when somebody paid me to go to the store or something when I was little, you know, little kid dollars.
Yeah, for sure. The first dollar I earned, I was working at a sneaker store called Petty's in Plainfield, New Jersey. And I remember getting my first check. It was like $300. I was juiced like a box of sneakers, some fresh tees. It was just nice to be able to spend my own money.
Yeah.
Without having to ask my mother for something.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. As I'm getting money, I'm remembering like what was most important to me when I didn't have anything. So I think to stay grounded is just remembering, like, you have to always remember what you started it for. You know what I mean? Like,
Bingo.
We always had things written out. We'd be on a tour bus in the middle of nowhere and be like, okay, we're going to host this club tonight, and this money is my mom wants to go do this, and my little brother might need this, and my little sister's gonna want this. And then, you know, that's more fulfilling than these big random purchases because as I'm getting money, I'm remembering, like, what was most important to me when I didn't have anything. And I will say to each their own, and I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum or knock anybody's hustle, but it comes to a certain point where there has to be integrity with the money. You can't let this imaginary competition that doesn't exist twist you up from the things that matter. And social media plays a really big part on that, especially when you really don't know if anything on social media is real. You know what I mean? So be careful with going into social media with that mindset of like consistent comparison because it just may not be what it looks like. And then here you are, lots of valuable money lost because you try to compete in something that doesn't even exist to begin with. It can feel very uncomfortable to be an adult who has to deal with these things, but doesn't understand them. We don't all come from a background of having any idea how deep money goes. It can feel very uncomfortable to be an adult who has to deal with these things, but doesn't understand them.
Right.
Understanding finances, understanding the government, the things that that impact us for real on a day-to-day basis, it's freeing, it's liberating. Nobody can ever take advantage of you. And if you're standing in it and being like, I actually know what I'm talking about, I actually know what's going on in my finances. But yeah, that all comes from having honest conversations.
I agree. I think it's very important to have those conversations. I think it's good to learn how it works. I think it's good to know what's going on, ask questions now so you don't ask later what happened. I think we've been blessed because we always just have free-flowing conversations from day one, which is like dope because transparency is important.
It's also allowed me to really stay grounded in the ideas of like, make sure you're getting out of this the things that really matter to you. Growing up, my mom was a single mom. She went between having her 2 kids who are my siblings because she's my aunt. She had like a really not well-paying job, and she always made sure that we had really fun times, even if they weren't filled with money. She has this tradition of like every birthday, like she'll make sure you at least wake up to like balloons and streamers.
I think you're really good at like appreciating stuff and going places and kind of digging for the beauty in it versus looking for the luxury.
I took a lot of that into my career and into my adult life because it allowed me to like realize that you can spend money on the right things and that it should be experience-based. We've gone and been to really, really incredible places and explore and like that has been honestly the best part of being a successful artist because it's taken me a lot of places that I never thought I would see, but it's also allowed me to really stay grounded in the ideas of like, make sure you're getting out of this the things that really matter to you.
Facts.
And I think a lot of that goes back to like being raised in not a really rich or financially stable environment, and you have to really create those beautiful experiences.